Hello YouTube. As promised, I decided to get out for a semi-stealth wild camp in my local area, which is what I'm here doing now. I've made my way to my site. I've had a bit of a scuff around in the dirt, not sure if you can see that, just cleared off my area where I'm going to put my tent. Now tonight I've come out in the Naturehike Cloud Peak 2. It's the first time I've personally used it, but you know, I've heard great reviews on it and I'm looking forward to really testing it out and having a go. I know I'm not really going to test it out by means of the weather or anything like that, but I just want to see what it's all about, see what people are raving about. Anyway, I'm going to stick this down and I'm going to get the tent up quickly before I lose all my light. I will bring you back shortly. So as you've just seen, I've set up the Cloud Peak 2 for the first time. I haven't put the guy ropes up, if I'm honest. I don't think I'm going to get much wind, maybe a little bit of rain tonight, but I don't think the guy rope is going to be an issue. So I've just pegged it out. It was a very, very easy setup. Literally laid the mat out on the ground, opened up the outer tent, which had the inner tent attached to it, staked out a few corners, made the poles up, put the poles in the correct places and put on the clips which lifted the tent up into the frame, and then it was just a case of adjusting the pegs on the way around, make sure it was all even. I did adjust the position slightly because one side was up against a tree, but I've got it about right now, so I can take you over and show you quickly what the Cloud Peak is like. And I just put my head torch on, and as you can see, it's supposed to be a two-man tent, but my god, you've got to be special if you want to be in there with me. So I consider it a one-man tent. It's fairly light at about 2.5 kilos, including the mat. So it'll be great for when I go off up into the hills and Snowdonia and places like that later on next year. I did bring out a fair old bit of kit today, only knowing that I weren't going very far. So I brought out a few bits and pieces so I can try and collect some wood, make a fire hopefully tonight on my fire pit. It won't be on the ground, we are in a coniferous section of the woodland. I don't want to set the ground alight, but I do want to have a fire because I know it's going to get a little bit chilly tonight. Not major, but enough for me to want a fire. I haven't brought out anything specific to cook up tonight, I just wanted to come and try this location. So all I have bought is some sausages and some bacon, and I'm going to make some butties tonight and probably for breakfast tomorrow. But for the moment I'm just going to get my stuff into the tent, and once I'm all set up I'll bring you back and I'll give you a quick explanation of what I've got and a talk through of some of my gear that maybe I didn't explain on my video, my first upload to the channel before. I've got everything set up now. I'll give you a bit of light in there so you can see. I've got my rab out again, Rab Ascent 900, plenty warm enough for tonight. See, the fire pit is working very well. I found a lot of trees with dead wood, and so I managed to pick up wood that's not necessarily been on the floor. And then over here, got my water boiling. It's about ready to make my coffee now, I think. Right, so I fired up the Lixada meth burner. I've got my lovely gloves. Bit of a cross-contaminant freak, me. See a lot of people out doing their stuff out in the woods. Sometimes, I don't know how they clean their hands or not, but sometimes I think to myself, are you gonna actually clean your hands before you touch anything else? Well, unfortunately I have to. Fearful of getting the shits from raw food contamination. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm overreacting, but I do it at home, so why wouldn't I do it out here? And this little cooker is an absolute dream, got to be honest. It works so well. I'll get that cooking, that'll be frying in no time. Now as you can see with these aluminium pans, they're a bit of a ball ache re-baconing because everything sticks to it, but you know, it gets the job done, so I don't really try and flip the bacon as such. Just make sure it's cooked, keep stirring it and turning it. Ends up loads of little bits in the end. It doesn't keep the shape of the slices, but it all goes in the roll, all goes in my billy. Start to really crisp it up nice and out. Now all that water is cooked out of it. I did cheat a little bit today, just bought some little burger bats, they're already sliced. I'm going to chuck the bacon in each one, douse them in ketchup, and then that's dinner. Didn't really want to fuss about it tonight. Let's see, it all sticks. It's well annoying. Just bash it all together. I'm normally a little bit more particular with making my sandwiches and rolls, making sure all bits are covered and stuff. Can't be asked tonight. There we go, there's my dinner. Oop, nearly lost a bit of bacon. Put the tops on there, and we are going to chow down. Now what I won't do is sit here and let you watch me eating my dinner, because if I'm honest, when I see everybody else's on YouTube, all their videos where they're doing their dinner, out doing their wild camps, whatever it is, I then have to sit there and watch them eat it. And kind of bores me a little bit. I'm like, hurry up along. Let's get on to the next bit. Who am I to? But anyway, that's the best you're going to get of me. See you in a minute. Now I'm just going to get the Lixada fired up again and make myself a brew. Now I've got a quick tidy up round camp. That's it. I've got plenty of water. I've got another 2 litres. As you can see, the Lixada is now firing up. It's warmed up enough so all of the fumes are being pushed out through these little pinholes here now, creating the little jets, almost like a cooker hob that you'd have at home. And in fact, I would probably rate this as probably effective as a cooker hood at home, albeit you don't have the control of the temperature. But I mean, if you look at it, it's no different to what you'd see on a cooker. That is going to boil my water in about 4.5 to 5 minutes, I'd say. Probably, you know, close to that. It's not long. My kettle at home probably takes about 3 or 4 minutes anyway. Fill out. Get your cup ready. Now I've got this cup here, and this came as part of a set. As you can see, it's the kidney shaped cup. It's a army surplus type aluminium mug. Gets a bit hot if you try and boil water in it, so I use a glove to pick it up. But it also comes with the canteen, which slots inside, as you see. I'll show you in front of the camera. As you can see, that canteen slots in there, and then the whole thing slots in a little cooker base. Now my Lixada does work underneath this cooker base. You just literally put it over the top like this, stand the cup on top, and you can boil enough water in there for your brew. Now it's as you can see, I'm not going to do that, I'm just using it for the cup at the moment. But what I find is that stand, if I just use that to put my cup on, it stops the heat being drained out of my cup of coffee so quickly. And something else I found a bit useful is one of these. Now this is what my children's Nesquik comes in, but what it does allow me to do is keep a couple of packets with my creamer and my coffee in. Now I don't bother buying milk, I just buy Coffee Mate. I actually prefer Coffee Mate and have that in my coffee at home as well, so it suits me. When I'm going off on a trail, I do mix the coffee, the sugar and the whitener, the creamer, all into one bag, and because I have 1 spoon of coffee, 1 spoon of sugar, 1 spoon of creamer at home, I just do the same ratio in the bag. So, you know, 3 tablespoons of each straight into one bag, give it a good shake, make sure it's all mixed up, and every time you use it, give it a little shake to make sure it's all mixed up. But other than that, it's the most simplest way of keeping my my coffee and everything from having the moisture get to it. Now I can stuff them in there and keep them at the bottom of my tent, all organised, and it's bright yellow, so I know where the emergency coffee rations are. And my water's been boiling now for a few minutes, and all it's left to do is tip it into my cup. And here we go, nice big pan of boiling water. Look at that, all about. Extinguish that. Well, good to go. Good stir on there. There we go. Right, I am going to have a little tidy up and then I will come back to you shortly once I'm in the tent. As you can see now, I am inside the Cloud Peak 2 from Naturehike, and they claim it's a 4-season tent. It's not. It's a 3-season tent. We all know the reason why. It's been debated many times on YouTube already. I don't think I need to go into that. But I will say that once I stepped inside, I can feel a temperature difference from outside. It is keeping me fairly warm, and all I'm sitting here in now is my thermal long johns, as you can see, really sexy and fetching. The inside is it's a 2-man tent, and the inside has enough space for me and all my stuff really, with a little bit of wiggle room. Now I know that it is 2 men, and you could probably squeeze another person in here as well, keeping your equipment outside perhaps in the vestibule itself, but yeah, this is perfect for me. I'm alright carrying the 2.5 kilos weight to make sure I've got this room, so I can use this as my little base of operations, if you like. Now, as you can see, my Rabascent 900 out just off to one side, and it leaves probably about 1.5 feet to one side of me, and that's perfect for me. Excuse my camp booties. Right, so in this space here, this is perfect for me. I put my backpack, I've got a few folded up jackets ready to go in the night if I get a bit chilly, my woolly hat, as you can see in the corner. I'll move you along here. This is my 1 Tigris underquilt for the hammock, as you would have seen in my last video where I was out in the Brecon Beacons in a hammock. Now, I have bought that purely as a little bit of extra warmth, just in case, because it packs up so small. As you can see, that's my hand. I could probably scrunch that in a bit more as well, but it's light, doesn't weigh anything, and if I get chilly, that's going to just provide an extra layer of warmth. My folded up clothes, my wash kit, personal items, that's ready to go in case I get cold in the night. Bit of bug spray, and my filming equipment in the corner. I can keep all my food and my cooking equipment out in the vestibule, as you'll see. And if I just unzip this, it's quite a nice size vestibule actually. There's plenty of room for me to put my boots, cooking stuff, my chair now finished with it, and bring everything in out of the elements just in case. You never know if it's going to rain at night or not. But anyway, as you can see, there's plenty of space in here. I wouldn't like to bring someone else in with me, but it could be done if I needed to. As you can see, up this end of the inner tent, you have a large pocket. I use this to put my head torch in, and the little pouches that things like the boots, my pillow and all that come in. Got a vestibule on both sides, which is pretty neat. It gives me a little bit extra space if I need to expand and put some stuff outside without compromising my front door porch, if you like. And it's got a little hook at the top here where I can put my little lantern. So I've got plenty of light in here. It's mesh up here so none of the insects can get in, and down here it's more material. This is where, you know, I guess they claim it's the 4 season, but we all know the outer fly does not come down to the ground or have a skirt on it, so it can't truly be called a 4-season. I would expect to see this completely material with some venting if it was a 4-season as well, but you know, this isn't. However, I'm not going to knock it. I absolutely love this tent, and it's going to be coming out on many journeys with me, I think, especially knowing it's capable of holding up to quite strong winds. Now I will put, at some stage, replace the tent poles and get some better ones, as I've seen on YouTube a lot of people upgrading them. A few little bits and pieces you can do to make this tent a little bit more reliable in adverse conditions, but I don't need to do that now. I'm just going to enjoy it for the time being. Anyway, I'm gonna get in my bag and start watching a few videos, and I'll bring you back just before I nod off. Just quickly before I get my head down, I'll show you how I'm set up. So on the ground, all I've got is, this is my aluminium foil backed, waterproof, thermal picnic blanket. Cost me a few quid off of Amazon. And on top I have a closed cell foam mattress. As I said before in one of my other videos, it's about 5 quid from Go Outdoors. And to be quite honest with you, I've got a Rab 900 Ascent sleeping bag, which is fully undone, and I'm just laying on the ground, pretty much using the sleeping bag as a quilt tonight, I think, because it's really cosy like it is, and I feel like I could do with the space to move around. Bed sort of slopes off towards my feet and slightly to one corner, so I'm going to lie diagonally across the tent, but it's absolutely perfect. But yeah, I'm going to get my head down now, and I will bring you back in the morning when I wake up. Having a long distance chat. Fuck off. Good morning, YouTube. So I've had my first night out in the Naturehike Cloud Peak 2. It was the night was alright. I didn't have my sleeping bag zipped up at all. I just used it as a quilt. Surprisingly, I was really warm. Yeah, I didn't really feel the cold at all. If anything, I was a little bit too hot at one point. It gave me the opportunity to just put it back, lift it up and create some airflow for myself. Now, it didn't really rain last night. It's a bit wet out with the dew, so I'll give the tent a little while to dry off before I pack it away. I'm just going to get up and make myself some brekkie and a brew. I will bring you back shortly once I'm done and really start packing up and getting moving on. The time now is 8 o'clock, and I want to be out of here by about 2:30. As you can see, it is a lovely morning this morning. The sun's out shining. It's not that cold. But this is where I am. Lovely secluded spot of Woodland. It's just down the road from where I live, so it don't take me long to get to. It's a bit cheeky, but no one bothers me over there. Now you would think it's easy to come across, but in this little section of woodland there is only a little track, as you can see, going through here, straight through the camp. Now I'm not too sure that that's used as much of a footpath at all, because I have to beat my way through here, some of the trees and bushes. I think in the summer perhaps it's used by a bunch of yobbos coming down here and drink cider or whatever. But as a whole, I think the majority of traffic that comes through here is going to be just the wildlife. As you heard last night in my video, I think they were deer or foxes, wherever it was, getting randy, making a lot of noise, screaming. Maybe the noise I was making, they think there was another one in there. They were coming to have a go. But yeah, I'll take you into camp. This is what you can see when you come into my camp. It's not a great deal. You won't see that through anywhere else. I am well and truly secluded. So although I consider it a semi-stealth camp, because the colour of the tent isn't the most camouflage, should I say. I mean, it's green, it's dark green, it doesn't stand out as much, but it doesn't really hide itself away. You can see a big green blob in the trees if you look hard enough for it, but that's pretty good. No one's going to find that, are they? Nah. Okie dokie, let's get some breakfast on the go and get a shift on, shall we? As you can see, use my ferro rod and steel. It's much easier than using a lighter. I have to get a stick, dunk it in the fuel, light the stick and put it in. So one of these ferro rod fire starters is absolutely perfect for the job. But as I mentioned last night, I'm not a fan of cross-contamination, so I'm putting on my rubber gloves. I bring enough of these just so I can put raw meat on the go, and when I need to clean up and do things that are mucky, the obvious things, you know, going to the toilet for example, I can put on a rubber glove, and then I know that because I don't have perfect clean-up facilities, I'm still not getting anything manky anywhere it shouldn't be. As soon as I've done anything that's dirty, mucky, germy, whatever, I can then take my sexy white gloves off and dump them in the bin. Nice couple of Cumberland sausages. It's either Cumberland or Lincolnshire. I always buy the same because me and the kids both love them. I love a good sausage, don't you? Give them a little while, cook off in there, add some bacon to it, and we are rolling. You're not the best cookware for cooking things like this in, because the sausages seem to stick a lot. It doesn't matter. It's all going in a roll, goes straight in my belly. Now I just wanted to bring you back, just show you really, tell you about what I've done here, because I've only come 5 minutes away from where I actually live. Little plot of woodland. It'd take you a good couple of hours to walk around the woodland, if I'm honest. So it's not exactly tiny, but I can park up just down the road from my house in a little track, bug out into the woods, be out 5 minutes, and I can be at a location like this where no one is going to come. And just because you haven't got great expanses of forest around near you doesn't mean that you can't get out and enjoy what you have got with a little bit of wild camping, stealth camping. All you need is the right equipment to make sure that you follow the wild camping guidelines, rules, whatever. Make sure you leave no trace, and you know, no one's going to bother you. No one's going to give you any grief for this. What harm am I doing? I'm doing no harm whatsoever. I'm going to take all my rubbish with me, and at the end of the day, all I've done is I've come out and enjoyed this little piece of woodland to myself for the evening. It's cost me nothing. It's cost no one else anything. So what is there to moan about, really? But I don't intend in causing a nuisance to anyone to the point where I'll get found and moved on anyway. So really, you get kind of left to your own devices over it, and as long as you're considerate, you won't get in trouble. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Are they going to arrest you? Nope. I'd like to see someone try arresting me for doing this. I think at best you're going to get told, keep the noise down and move on quickly in the morning. At worst, they're going to tell you to pack up and get moving right there and then. It's no big deal, and you just got to take that on the chin, I think, if it happens. But until it does, let's enjoy. I might not even put the bacon on this morning, I might just go with the sausages. It's going to be one hell of a pan to clean when I get home. Don't know if I can get away with cooking these anymore. Check the inside of them. If I'm honest, they look like they're done. Can't complain too much. Definitely need to get new pans, because this, look how it bends. Can you see that? It bends and misshapes. I'm straightening them every time I use them. Even when I pack them in my rucksack. If I'm honest, when I compress everything down and put a little bit of weight on it, whatever's inside seems to contort the shape of the pan to its contents. So for example, I store my Lixada stove inside, and when I compact it all down, I get dents where the bars from the pan stand on the cooker go, on the stove go. Can't really do a lot about that. I don't mind, but when it gets to the point where they're going to be unusable, then you know it's a bit of a pain. I just have to get those titanium ones. Probably over the next couple of weeks you'll see me using the new ones, especially with the new stove that's on its way to me at the moment, courtesy of Wild Camping Giveaways. I mean, they've got a wonderful system set up over there. Absolutely brilliant. You go on their website or their Facebook page, follow the link to their actual website, and you'll be able to buy tickets for raffles for camping gear. And they've got some good stuff on there. The tickets are priced quite reasonably. The equipment's really good. They've even got one of these Cloud Peak 2s on there. I think the ticket was $1.99. But once you've bought yourself a ticket, you can then enter their photo of the month competition on Facebook. So once you've done that, you send in your best camping photo with whatever theme that is that you've requested. They asked me for one with my tent in it this time round, as I sent them a landscape first of all. I gladly produced my tent up on the hills and I won the competition. It was shortlisted to 6 people, and mine got the most votes. Whether that was more a case of I had a lot more friends and family voting for mine or not, I don't know, but I won, and that's all that matters to me. So kindly, Wild Camping Giveaways are sending me a Tokes titanium wood burning stove, which I will put a video up when I receive it of me using it and how to use it, trying to get the best out of it, and hopefully by then I should have my titanium Tokes pots to go with it, which will be a nice little addition. And when I do, I'll give you a good talk around on them and the differences between that and my aluminium pans, and the pros and the cons. So that should help everybody else out when it comes to selecting items like that. But I'm done here now cooking my sausages, and I want to get them bashed into a roll and stuffed in my mouth. So I will come back to you once I've had my breakfast, I've packed everything up, and I'm ready to leave. You might get yourself another time lapse of me packing away. We'll see. Right, YouTube, that's me packed up. I would normally cover that back up in moss and leave litter again where I've cleared that area for my tent. However, I'm going to come back here again probably within the next week or two. So I'm just going to leave it like it, because otherwise I'll end up clearing it every time I come down here. It's not doing any harm. So as much as I leave no trace, this time I'm leaving a little one, but it's not invasive. It's not going to do any harm, alright? So all you do-gooders out there that say that I've got to replace the leaf litter and stuff like that to leave no trace, just think about it. I could disturb it once, twice, 3 times, or I could just disturb it for once. And that's what I've done. Anyway, this is me. Quick trek back to the car. Should take no more than about 10-15 minutes, I should think. And then off home again. find the quickest way out of here rather than bashing through all the trees. Anyway, I'll catch up with you in a little while. Right. Just keeping my noise down a bit because there's other people walking around on the tracks and I want to break out of these bushes without letting people see that there's been someone in here camping. So I'll just duck down for a minute, let them get on, then I'll knock myself out of this trail, or should I say trail, woodland, out onto the track. But just so you can see what I go through to get to my little spot, to make sure that I'm secluded and as stealthy as possible. I thought I'll show you the last bit of the trek. I'll give you the walkthrough. So here we go. Spin you around. Just push your way through, find a nice little spot. Plenty of cover, less chance you're going to get found. Right. So that is it, YouTube. We are away. And that was my one night semi-stealth wild camp in local Woodland with my Naturehike Cloud Peak 2 for the first time. Not a lot really I can tell you any more than that. I'm not going to give away my exact location, unfortunately. Those of you that know who I am, where I live, you'll know the bit of Woodland. And if you don't, ha! It's my secret. Right, I'm going to pack you away, get this walk done, get back home and have a nice shower and have a nice coffee. Take care, YouTube. See you on the next one.